activities. Now, I'm very much aware, like when you say that the video where he's saying, we're not extremists if you believe X, or it's not extremists if you do that. The majority of Muslims don't go out and commit these actions that we see these terrorists doing, whether it's the train attacks or the mass shootings or the axe attacks. Most Muslims, they go home, they do a seemingly normal life. There are those who don't believe it's an extremist ideology, but they do participate in those actions. Yes, I do definitely recognize that.
I want to counter that real quick.
Sure.
First of all, yeah, it's true that not everyone carries it out, but I want to equate that to our support as Americans for the United States military, but it's the military-industrial complex that shoots off American imperialism. Alex Jones had interviewed someone a couple of weeks ago who brought up Pew Research. And it shows that 26% of Muslims in America approve of suicide bombings, 42% in France. And those are the only ones that were brave enough to answer the survey honestly. Mm-hmm. So that has nothing to do with it. Only a few are carrying out. It is the thought. Then you have the action. So it's support, then it's action, cause and effect. So I disagree with you that it's only a few people. You have a few executioners, but you have many supporters. And that's the bottom line behind this ideology. It's an evil ideology and should be declassified as a religion and banned in the United States of America. Or, sir, mark my words, we will be France and Germany. And you heard it here from me, Mike's Hot Seat.
Well, Mike, much of what you just said, I understand the point that you're making. When you made the allusion to the American military, I understand there are many things that I don't agree with them doing, but once again, not everybody's in the military. So I'm not so much, I'm going to say I disagree with everything you say. I probably agree with most of what you said there, but I guess it's just a tomato. You have your views and I have mine. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
Yes, I would. Just real quick about Bernie Sanders. I thought he was a riot last night. He said that this election is not about the 1%. Meanwhile, the guy recently endorses the face of the 1%. So I just find that beautiful. And I challenge anyone to watch Hillary's America and then tell me that they can vote Democrat ever again. And that's about it. And I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Michael. All right, let's go on. Well, let me give the number out again before we move on to our next caller. The number to call in is 1-800-259-9231. Once again, it is 1-800-259-9231. Let's go now to Cash in Missouri. Go ahead, Cash.
Hey, Jakari, how you doing?
Doing good. Yourself?
Good, fine, thanks. It's been a while since I saw you. I met you on the Missouri campus when at the Thomas Jefferson statue.
Oh, yeah, okay.
When you were up there in Missouri, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I have some ideas to help fund the Hillary for Prison meme.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I are loyal customers of your great products and loyal listeners as well. But every time we receive an order, we get a bumper sticker that you throw in there for free, or 2 or 3 sometimes. And I've deployed those very well. They're on our cars, or they're on my truck. I give them away. I wear my Hillary for Prison shirt. And when somebody says, wow, where'd you get that? I go out to the car, get a bumper sticker that has Infowars.com on it. I give them a bumper sticker. But why don't you have Hillary for Prison bumper sticker yet?
That is beyond me. That's not my department. I'm sure the guys are listening to this and they may take that under action. But as far as why we don't have X product, that's not my department.
Get to the marketing department, because you can sell those for $1 a piece, or you buy a shirt, get one free.
Mm-hmm.
But bumper stickers, I mean, I could pass those things out all day long. I mean, I'd be the first one to buy 100 of them.
Oh, great. Okay.
Bumper stickers, hats. I'd love to have one of those, those see-through screens you put on your rear mirror or rear window on your pickup truck.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'd love to have the artwork and Hillary for Prison on the back of my truck.
Okay, well, I'll definitely pass that along to everybody else. Anything else, Cash?
No, I just think you could make tens of thousands of dollars if you were selling bumper stickers for $1 a piece.
Very good. All right, thank you so much, Cash. All right, let's go on now to, who's it? Eric. Is that Mississippi? Hello, Eric.
Hey, what's up, Jakari?
Hey, how you doing?
Y'all doing a great job, dude. Doing pretty good. My question was, at what point does Hillary become a liability to all her backers? I mean, and what would happen if that happened? Because it just seems like, I mean, we're going to watch her tomorrow or whenever she speaks in her, mousy tongue outfit telling us we're all racist. At what point do the people that are backing her and, helping her, or is she just at the very top of it?
Well, I think she's just in that house of cards. And if she goes down, a lot of people go down with her. And it's to the point where you talk about the things with the election, how she had all the super delegates before, Bernie even, put his pants on, to, the crimes of her husband, to the Benghazi thing, to the email thing. I mean, there's really nothing they won't do to prop up this woman. So I think people just view it as backing a winner because regardless of what she does, it's kind of like a fixed boxing match or some type of sporting event. If you hamstring all the horses and Hillary's horse isn't the best, but it has at least 4 healthy legs, you may back that. So I think that's what it is. It's just more people backing somebody who they know is going to get the ultimate backing and the cover-ups to be successful in her campaign.
Oh.
That's just my opinion.
All right, well, yeah, I agree. Well, man, I got a rebuttal to the dude about the Muslim. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Muslim stuff. These people need to understand. We need some Muslim leaders to step up to have a renaissance in Islam. We can't say that it just can't be done and we got to kill them all. That ain't going to work. Trump needs to say, look, we'd love to have you here if you're going to love our people, love this freedom we have. Otherwise, we're not putting up with y'all blowing up crap every other week. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do it here.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want to put words in the guy's mouth. I agreed with some of the points he made. I ultimately, I'm not trying to kick people out of the country or anything like that. I definitely don't want any type of physical confrontation. If it comes to you in a case-to-case basis, then you do what you have to do at that point. But, he's welcome to his views and opinions, and you have yours just as I have mine.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think there could be a renaissance with Islam. I mean, I really do. Has anybody asked them to have some people step up, or
Well, I think the issue is, just like the video that he was referencing that I was aware of. There's a big room. I don't know if you saw it of Muslim men, and they're talking about, do you think this is extreme? Do you think that's extreme? And people are like, no, I'm not extremist. I think that's very orthodox. So I understand the point he was making, but the point I was trying to counter with is not everybody does these things. There are people who, claim to be Christian who don't go to church, or they view church as, their right to get straight to God. It's much more than that. Just like in a situation, we talk about Islam or any other faith, you have people who may self-identify with it, but they don't take the rules or principles within the sacred text all the way to heart. And that's the point, I guess, I made a little more eloquently than I did earlier. Sorry, Eric, I got to cut you off. I got to move real quick. Let's go to Stephen in Florida.
Yeah, hey, Dakari. I wanted to say this, okay, on the heels of the man that called in talking about Islam and, your last caller and just basically the overall scheme of what InfoWars covers. And I mentioned to the screener I wanted to talk about basically the overall scheme of politics in America, but this gets into a bigger issue. Alex's theme is there's a war on for your mind, and he uses the term InfoWars from basically psychological operations in the military. And we are in a war. I wholeheartedly support InfoWars. I mean, I give out information from them all the time. I buy a lot of your products. But the thing is, this is much bigger than a war for people's minds. This is really a war that's been going on since creation started. Since creation started, and that is a war. And Alex says all the time.
All right, just 1 second. 1 second, Steve. We have to go to break. I'll come back and let you finish up very fast. We also have some other callers. So just stay right there, and we'll be back right after this break here on The Alex Jones Show. And welcome back to the final segment of The Alex Jones Show. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson. We want to tell you about Operation Sleeping Giant. It is our super sale and fundraiser. And in addition to all the great content that you're going to get, it's a 28-hour broadcast. It's going to include, of course, Alex, myself, Leanne McAdoo, David Knight, Darren McBreen, and so many others here in the studio and around the nation. But you can also get great products at a deep discount. Right now, we have 40% off Brain Force, 20% off Survival Shield X2, and 20% off Super Male Vitality And, of course, the live broadcast starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. Now, Stephen in Florida, I have 5 callers on the board. I'd like to get to all of them. So if you could maybe take 30 seconds and wrap up your final point, then I want to get to Retroactive, Jason, Jim in Her Valley. Go ahead, Stephen.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is this. There's a war that's been going on. This is what the war is about. It's a spiritual war between Satan and God. I don't care if anyone says there is no Satan, there's no God. My Bible says there is. And the bottom line is this, Jakari. This war is only going to be won if we recognize that we have made God our enemy. That's the main problem, not the New World Order. It is God who is allowing our enemies to take over because this nation has turned away from the God of our founding fathers, Jesus Christ. And the main problem in America is the fake Christianity that is complicit with the world and complacent about the mission God has given them to reach souls with the message of Jesus Christ and stand up against the evil. And until that turns around, it's going to get worse and worse. And I'm going to make a prediction. America is facing a crash and a total collapse, and it's not going to be stopped by Donald Trump or Alex Jones or anyone else. It's only going to be stopped by Jesus Christ when his people turn back to him. If we don't do that, we are done as a nation.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely agree that this country is lost spiritually. I will agree with you on that. Thank you so much, Stephen. Let's go now to Retroactive in Indiana. Go ahead.
Yes, Jakari, can you hear me?
Yes, very quick.
All right. I just wanted to interject some common sense into the talking points of the DNC trying to say that the Russians, hacked the DNC, saying that their evidence is geography, language, forensic evidence, and motive. Mm-hmm. All right. Who's to say when hackers are hacking? All right. Most of them are up at 3 a.m., in our time zone. So that's just ridiculous. The language, they said that they left a Cyrillic character from an alphabet. Are you serious? I mean, honestly, who's going to leave anything on purpose other than just to kind of offset the blame? And then the evidence that they said that they had was metadata suggesting that the attack came out of Russia. Okay, so who's going to be hacking from their own computer in their own home state, let alone their own country? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then you got the motive saying that they've previously tried before. Well, so has China and all these other places that actually go after our infrastructure, right? And Hillary's saying that Trump is dangerous while she's like willy-nilly pointing the finger at Russia. She would start a war just to gain power. That's ridiculous. I mean, don't you agree? That's just kind of crazy just to say, oh, they did it. And
I definitely agree that they need more information. Like, as I was saying earlier with the Sony hack, if somebody could have a VPN or any number of other things to make it show up in some other location. Sorry, Retroactive, I got to move quick. Let's go to Her Valley in Texas. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. The question that I want to pose is, let me preface by saying that, before the globalists can further their movement, a collapse, economic or social collapse, which, may I add, is inevitable, is necessary. The question that I have is, do you believe that we're all being played for fools and that if, Trump was to be elected, that he's going to be used as a scapegoat to blame for the fall?
I mean, I've never supported Trump in general, so I'm probably not the best person to ask that question to. I don't expect either candidate or candidates to solve the problems facing the nation right now. Sorry to our other callers, Jason and Jim, call them tomorrow, and you can get to the front of the line. That's it for this episode of The Alex Jones Show.